All right, we are back for the second attempt tonight. Josh had to bail on us, so it's Pat and myself running the show tonight. Pat, how are you?
Good, Dave. How are you? Nice to see you.
I'm all right.
Now
All
that it's
right.
all working, it's life's a little bit better. That was pretty frustrating.
Yeah, Josh had a meltdown, or Noah had a meltdown, causing Josh to have a meltdown. So we lost him, but
Sorry, Josh. That's about as nice as we can put it.
so we didn't have a podcast. We had the preview podcast. We didn't have one last week, so I think first place to start is we should probably catch up on last week. Since you're on, I guess we'll start with your game, and I'm sure if Josh was here, he'd say the same thing I'm about to say. And we're very surprised you started 0-1 with a little upset by Stiff Arm.
Yeah, man. Stiff Arm by far overexceeded his expectations and had a hell of a game. That Packers game really saved his ass. Basically, he had Randall Cobb and I forget who else he had.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, yeah, and they both had huge games and just buried me. All of a sudden, I went from up like 40 to down 20. It's like, what the fuck?
And I think he also had Jared Cook on that Monday night game.
That's right, because it was close. It was pretty close going in, and then
he scored 24 points for him. So
yep, and it wasn't even a contest after that. But then I was late. So I went to bed kind of in it and woke up just not even. I just got torched, honestly. So congrats, Matt.
Obviously, the one question I'll have for you is why was Goodwin in your lineup when we knew he wasn't playing?
No, he did play. Week 1, he started the game and got injured.
Oh, he got hurt. That's right. Sorry, I forget we're in week 3.
Right. That's okay. That's okay. It's been a while, a couple weeks, a lot going on with life and everything as well. I'm gonna call it up on my. I gotta remember it too. So yeah, he beat me by 10. JR torched Josh, more than doubled him up.
Yeah, that was another little. I mean, he put up 160, JR.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I mean, JR's team was going to be dramatically improved, but to put up, to win the week 1, I'm sorry, he got second. Minor got first that week. But still, very impressive showing by JR.
I just saw a flash come by. I'm not watching the game that carefully, but I guess Baker Mayfield came in for.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Tyrod's been getting knocked around a little bit.
So yeah, JR had Rivers go off for 32, Ajayi for 20. Tyreek Hill has been amazing. He had 35. Oh, yeah.
The him and Mahomes connection is going to be lethal.
So I gotta say, he's got Tyreek Hill, Thielen, and Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
That's a nice little trio of receivers.
That could be the best receiving core in the league. I mean, 1, 2, 3. If you're starting 3 receivers,
and he's got Breida too.
Yep. And he got a 0 from Cameron Brate that week 1. He got a goose egg. But
so yeah,
Jags defense. Yeah, and Breida didn't have a good game week 1, and he still put up 160. He didn't even start Breida. And last week he should have. Actually, I'll give JR a little credit here and I'll help him out because I know it looked bad that I beat him, but he could have beaten me, and he was traveling, and he didn't get a chance to set his lineup on game day and went with what he set the day before. He said he probably would have changed some things around, and he didn't because he was in the air, I guess, coming home from California, so he missed an opportunity to shuffle things up, and if he set a perfect lineup, he would have had me.
Well, so, why wouldn't he set it the way he wanted it on Saturday? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm just going with what he told me. It is JR.
I'm calling bullshit on that, JR. The next game we'll look at is the reigning champ, Jazz Hole. They won pretty easily over the Lamica.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about how deep Jazz Hole is. I mean, he had some pretty good.
Back to starting Flacco, too. I love it.
Yeah, he did start Flacco in the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
But, yeah, very solid effort.
Mike Evans, 26. Michael Thomas, 32 points. That's a hell of an output.
Yeah, those 2 receivers right there, I mean, that's That's pretty nuts.
Yep, and Dion Lewis, definitely beneficiary of a change of scenery, getting out of that New England situation where, week to week, you don't know what your workload's going to be. Going to Tennessee where he's the man. Derrick Henry's good, but Lewis is going to be the number one back there, and he played like it week one. He got almost 20 points.
Yeah. So the Lamaka, not a great showing in week one. They're already off to a good start against me this week, though, unfortunately. Let's look at the Nates against Satan, the lowest scoring total game of the week, but the Nates pulled out a 116 to 98 win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Satan was really Breeze and Brown and then a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Doug Baldwin got hurt again, so he took a goose egg. And even the bench, he left Deshaun Jackson on the bench and Emmanuel Sanders on the bench. Whoa.
Yeah, that I'm gonna have to call out. That's pretty poor because I believe Baldwin was ruled out before that game started. No,
and Robert Woods. I mean, you got to start either Emmanuel Sanders or I don't know about Jackson not knowing what the quarterback week one, not knowing what Fitz was going to do, if he was going to be Fitz tragic or Fitz magic.
Yeah, I think he's going to come back down to earth, but
he's got to. Yeah.
And the Nates, they put up a pretty good number there. Gurley did his normal thing, 24. Newton had 18.
Yep.
Landry had 16. So some good scores. I mean, to win with a 116, he would have lost to 7 other teams in the league. So he got a little lucky there, maybe made up for some of the bad luck he had the year before with the schedule. But he got the win. So that's really all that matters.
That's it.
And then the last game, unfortunately, was my game.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
I was the tough luck loser of the week. I scored 148 points and lost.
That's crazy. You would have beaten everybody with 1, 2, 3 teams.
Yeah, so what can you do? But
yep.
Schraub put up a pretty sick week. He had Connor, who, I mean, talk about filling in for Le'Veon Bell. He got 34 points. Mixon had 23. Wilson had 22. I mean, Galladay, who I traded him, had to come back and burn me, getting 17. Kenny Stills, my God, scored 26.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, he even got a -4 from his defense, and he still beat me. So, I mean.
Wow.
I put up 148. I can't be upset with that. I mean, I could be upset with it that I lost, but I'm happy to put up 148 any week.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time you're going to win. So
yeah, 9 out of 10 you probably do. So
all right, so that was week one. Few surprises in there. I would say your loss was a surprise, and maybe not JR winning, but winning that handily.
Yeah, with that number. He was projected 111, which is a fair projection. That's usually the upper teams are 120 plus, the middle teams are 110-ish, and then the lower teams are 100-ish. So, project him to be middle of the pack, and he dominated. I mean, he put up 160. So,
and I didn't realize we missed one game. We got to hit all the game. Mr. Minor crushed Stash 165 to 104. 165 was the high score of the week. But Mr. Minor, my preseason favorite to win it all.
Team's looking real good.
Yeah, I mean, Brady. I mean, David Johnson hasn't even been David Johnson yet. So
yeah, he's been a shadow of himself, but give him time. Arizona is abysmal, though. That's the problem. Is there?
Yeah, but they're not giving him enough touch. Give him the ball, my God. I mean,
yeah, for real. Right, let him carry you.
All Bradford likes to do is the dump off. I mean, do it, my God.
Yeah, exactly. And to have Alvin Kamara, I mean, you saw what he did last year. Keenan Allen is looking good this year, healthy. He's got Phillip Rivers throwing to him, which is always a plus. AJ Green had a good game, not as good as week 2, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but he was unbelievable. Just top to bottom. And he had 17 from the Rams D. That's incredible. So
I mean, Alvin Kamara, 40 points. I mean, come on, my God.
Right. Yeah. Is that the highest score of anybody this year?
I haven't checked all the scores, but it's got to be. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think even Mahomes got 40 last week, right?
Well, we'll find out. So let's
6
go to week 2.
touchdowns. Well, he might have. Yeah.
Let's go to week 2.
I'll answer my own question while you look something else up. He didn't even start Mahomes. He started Jimmy Garoppolo. And Mahomes had 40.8, so he got him by
barely.
0.04. I think Josh learned his lesson.
It's funny. I'm getting texts because I guess some people are watching this live. Maybe I'm not even sure how that works, but
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Hi, guys.
So let's go into week 2. We'll pick a game. I'll just start at the bottom. Happens to be your game again. You played.
Yep.
You played
JR.
You had a nice week with 143. He had 128.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cousins with 36. I mean, that was very nice.
And Gordon with 28 was awesome, and Brandon Cooks with 21. That was great. Didn't get a lot of production from some of the lower guys down there. My kicker went out with an injury on the opening kickoff, so I almost won the week without a kicker. Broncos didn't do shit on defense, and receivers were good except for Larry Fitz, who got hurt also. Ty with 18. Trey Burton caught a touchdown on that shovel pass Monday night. Back to the runners. Zeke Elliott had a solid, typical performance. Melvin Gordon had a great game. So just top to bottom, pretty well-rounded performance there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, again, it just shows how strong your team is. To your point, you didn't get much out of Fitzy. You didn't get much out of Reed. You got nothing out of your kicker, and you got 2 out of your defense, and you still put up 143. So I will say the other thing I'm taking out of this game, though, is from his 160, he still put up a 128 this week. So JR,
oh yeah,
putting up some serious points. Thielen again looked great.
And he had another 0 from his tight end.
Yeah, tight end. And isn't he the one that has a ton of tight end?
He does, but they're all
awful.
Lower end tight ends, and they just don't do much. I mean, Jake Butt that's the first time he's had a good game, I think, yet. And he had Breida on the bench and Ridley on the bench, but those are not tight ends, obviously. But
I don't know what his fascination with Peyton Barber is, but he's got to get Breida in there over Barber.
That was part of that whole lineup fiasco.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, he claimed that he was traveling. I know that's not a lie, but I don't know why he couldn't get Wi-Fi or couldn't set his lineup or whatever.
The app works everywhere. I mean, come on.
Yeah, really.
I make all my changes on the app.
A little bit, but I mean, you look at some of these numbers. Some of these guys are putting up. Thielen 27s, Juju Smith-Schuster 26. Rivers has another solid game. Dalvin Cook got hurt and didn't play the overtime because of the cramps or whatever. Tyreek had another solid game. You know, just he's got a lot of depth in the starting lineup. It's good, but I'll take it back. He doesn't have a lot of depth once you get down low here. And
I mean, had he started Breida over Barber, he won. So
yeah, right. And started Jake Butt over who's his tight end? He started
Jonnu Smith.
Oh, Jonnu Smith. Yeah. 2 points on the year for Jonnu.
All right, so let's go to the next game, at least on my board, is the Jugs against the Lamica. Another low-scoring affair.
Yep, but close.
Jugs got a win with 115.
Yeah, that was a fortunate bounce for them that they caught the Lamica that week.
Yeah, because I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, actually, they would have gotten beaten by 6 other teams. So it was actually a low-scoring week compared to the first week.
Right.
But yeah,
the Lamica Kroll didn't do anything, but now he is this week against you, of course.
Of course.
Caffrey had a good game. Odell was locked down all game. Most of those points were garbage time, and he only got 7. The Giants were just abysmal. Don't get me started about that. Eifert didn't do anything. Anunwa had a good game. Derrick Henry, he's been, like we were talking about before, with behind Lewis, he's just not getting the touches. Derrick Henry looked great last year. Who was the other running back? The guy that just DeMarco Murray. He looked like he was a lead over DeMarco. Then they get Dion Lewis, and now he's back to second fiddle. So that's too bad. That's a bad bounce for the Lamka because that's a difference maker if you have Derrick Henry getting the lion's share of the carries. But Aguilar had a 19 that game.
We could have predicted that, though. I mean, Henry just doesn't seize the opportunity. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave him a lot of carries last year, and it didn't do much with him. So
that's true.
I do like on his bench, this Callaway kid looks pretty good that he took in the rookie draft. He has some pieces. The Lamach have some pieces, and to be honest with you, if they beat me this week, I'm probably already looking towards next year. It's going to come hard to come out of an 0-3 hole. So hopefully Crowell slows down.
Our divisions are set up and everything. Three is tough. That's why, the Marist division is this week's matchup is key. If somebody upsets JR that's huge for JR to be 1-2. I got the Sharks, so I'm confident, but the other divisions are.
I was going to call out the Sharks because I don't know if they're still in lose mode because I saw some questionable lineup decisions. I was going to ask Josh about it if he was on the.
I mean, and I'd have to take a gander that they're not set on winning it all this year. So, I mean, he's got a lot of pieces now, the Sharks, but he put a lot of faith in Jimmy G, but he's got Mahomes to back him up. I still wonder why he's got 3 quarterbacks on his roster, but I guess I do too. So sometimes I wonder why I have that also. But
yeah, I guess the main question was on Mahomes. I mean, that game they knew it was going to be the highest scoring game of the week. So
right, yeah, Pittsburgh's defense is not all inspiring, and he looked real good week 1, and you develop a little bit more chemistry with your guys, and then he throws 6 touchdowns week 2. But no one would have seen that coming. But
not 6, but 270 and 3.
2 or 3, totally. Yeah. I don't think that's out of the question to expect or hope for. You think on a good upside week, you get 3. All right.
Yeah,
but besides Tyreek Hill, they got the chemistry going, and a strong arm quarterback with the fastest guy in the league. It's like Brady and Randy Moss all over again.
Am I seeing this right that Josh only has 3 running backs on his whole roster?
Let me take a count. 1, 2. Holy crap. Yeah.
So
Foreman's hurt right now, so he's really got 2.
I know. So it's going to be interesting. I assume he's going to do some moves in waivers, but
he's going to have to.
That's talk about being thin at a position. My God.
Yeah.
He's got enough wide receivers to kill somebody.
Yeah, it's maybe that's part of the strategy.
Now, Stiff Arm put up a 68. Stiff Arm put up a 68. I mean, this team is struggling, to say the least.
And that's what really steams me about week 1 is that you got a team that put up 134, takes care of me, and then puts up 68, 69. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that does suck.
I think it's because I sent Matt a text before the game. I said, I'm going to kick your fantasy football ass today, so I'm going to apologize in advance. Kicked in the ass. All right, let's Minor and the Nates.
Sure, let's do that one. So this is the closest one, really high scoring.
Both teams looking real good.
Yeah, the Nates I got a text from him saying, "Oh man, my luck, I score 138 and lose. I'm like, did you see my score last week when I lost? And he's
Mhm.
like, oh shit, that's even worse. So
Yep.
it happens, and he got a lucky win the first week. So I think he's fine. I don't feel too bad for him being one and one.
Mhm.
Um, he still put up 138. That's going to be good a lot of weeks.
Oh, I'm
Cam
sure.
Newton and Gurley put up 61 combined.
Yeah.
Um,
He's got Yeldon in there now, which is, the key of
yeah, that was a nice offseason move. He got that back up.
absolutely.
Um, but yeah, it was a tough week for him. But again, Mr. Minor, like I said, I'll keep saying it. My pick before the season started to win it all.
Yep.
I mean, put up 164, I think, week one, and now
Yep.
141 in week two. So I mean,
140 without David Johnson performance and Kamara down to earth performance. And he's
yeah,
still, I mean, that's impressive. AJ Green had a career day, but Ingram garbage time, but he did fine. Kenyon Drake is on the upswing. Tevin Coleman is now the lead back because uh,
Freeman.
Freeman's down again, as every year he is. Um, and he left some points on the bench. Will Fuller, 23. Moncrief had a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this team making some
Got a lot of
moves.
depth. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut in there.
No. I just if he makes some moves on waivers, this team because we talked about it preseason, a little thin if injuries occur, but I mean that starting team is just sick.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Like I'm hoping to face him on with some guys on bye. I'll tell you that.
yeah, oh, absolutely. And even top to bottom, he's got the Kansas City kicker. So a kicker with a high scoring offense is always a little bit of a strength. You can sneak an extra 3 points out of that. And then he's got a Rams and the Eagles defenses. So he's got two good defenses, which sometimes that could be the difference between winning and losing. You look at this matchup, the defense 13 versus 3. So that's you know it's a big difference right there. A 10-point swing, and if that was the other way, then the Nates won that game. So
So I saw a name on the Nate's team that I want to get your view on because I've talked to some people about it. What is your view on Josh Gordon on the Patriots now? I saw your comment when he opened him up on the block. I think you were the one that said,
yep, remains
"Hold,
to be seen.
yeah, remains to be seen." So, is
I'm
that your opinion?
interested in seeing how it plays out, but I know personally, both in this league and other leagues, I gotta see it before I gotta try it before I buy it, if you will. Like I'm not sold on his commitment to football. I'm not sold on his character, obviously. I mean, obviously, I don't have any issues with people that smoke weed, but it just seems like his priorities
Wow.
are everywhere but the football team. I don't know. I mean, for the Browns to give up on this guy who they've given everything to the last 5 years, how many chances and they finally kick him to the curb? There's got to be something that they see that is just a red flag. If there hasn't been one yet, why now? So it could be it could be the stash of the year if he hangs on to him and all of a sudden he turns into Randy Moss with Brady throwing to him. And as well as I do, the Patriots look thin at receiver, so they got nothing to lose. They got a 6th-round pick back, the Browns. I mean, that's nothing.
Yeah, and because Jonathan, I was busting his balls about Josh Gordon and all that, and then when the trade went through, he texted me saying that helps his value, and I'm like, I wrote back to him saying he's played 11 games since 2013
Right.
for 655 yards and a touchdown, two touchdowns.
Right. And that one of the touchdowns was like week 17 last year.
So I mean, my point to him was, who is he, and what are you going to get for him if you? Because the thing is, to your point, if he holds on to him and he starts doing well, he's not going to want to give him up.
Right.
But if he does bad, he's not going to get shit for him. So it's like a
Right.
catch-22.
Yeah, it really is, and his roster is deep enough that he's not screwed by hanging on to him.
No, yeah, you're right. I was just more curious. It sounds like you and I are kind of on the same wavelength
Yeah.
in regards to I want to see him do something. I mean, he still hasn't played a game this year, even. So I mean,
Right. Right. So, I admire the gall of trying to bait somebody, if you will, or just pump them up a little bit. If you can get a first round pick for him, great, good for you. But it's not going to be mine. I don't have one anyway. So.
So, what other game could we do here?
Let's see.
Let's do Stash against
That's
Satan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stash lost week 1,
Right.
recovered,
Real
bounced
good.
back,
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of put up the kind of numbers we're used to from the Stash. I don't know if it came from the players I was expecting it to come from, but
Right.
like, he got 33 from Diggs and 28 from Kelsey.
Right. 17 for Clement, but he put Rodgers on the block, and Rodgers put up 16 points. So maybe he knows something we don't know about this knee injury of his. But
yeah, see, I'm a party
I found
to
that pretty curious. Is he really is Berto really that sold on Matt Ryan? Because last year he seemed really high on Matt Ryan. He had a down year. Obviously, I'm looking at his stats right now. He had a great game last week versus Carolina. But do you really want to trade Aaron Rodgers? I'm
yeah. And it was funny. I have a text thread with Berto and Josh, and Josh offered Mahomes for Brady or for Rodgers straight up, and I wrote back saying it's actually not as crazy as it would have been 6 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, Berto's not going to do that. He's like, I need a running back in addition to Mahomes, and Josh said, I don't have any running back, and I didn't know how true that was when he wrote that, but. He really doesn't have any running backs besides Barkley, basically.
Right, he'll have an illegal lineup. Unless you got a throw in or something.
So, yeah. So
it's hard to make real value assessments on 2 weeks also.
Yeah.
No, that's why I like our waiver situation where you got to wait 3 weeks before you really make your claims, because it's too easy to just get caught up in, this player sucks, I'm booting him and picking somebody else up, and then they turn it around. And 2 weeks is so little. After week 1, how many people in Yahoo leagues dropped Matt Breida? There was a ton. I was tracking it because I have a Yahoo league, and just 1 week. You can't pick especially in a dynasty league, you can't just make decisions on a whim after 1 week of play. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, should we go to week 3 here?
Did we hit all those games? I got crushed by Jass Hall to put me to 0-2.
Stiff arm and Sharts. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I put up 108, and Roethlisberger got 41. I mean,
wow.
Nobody else did anything.
Wow. Holy shit. I didn't catch that. Yeah. I mean, you had modest performances, but you didn't have anybody go off. You didn't have anybody really over exceed except for Big Ben, and your defense got you a -1. So.
Yeah. Thanks, Ravens.
Yeah, really. Versus Cincinnati. Those Thursday night games, man, I'm telling you, it's not only a fantasy debacle, but it's a different quality game. It's just not, it's sloppier. You look at tonight, there's less offense. Usually Thursday games are a little lean on the offense, but.
Well, it's not like these teams are juggernauts for offense, but I get your point. I think the data is there that this game, people just don't score as much. That's why I try to stay away from it if I can.
Right.
Fantasy respect.
Unless you have a superstar like, Kareem Hunt or something.
Back to your point on the waivers, though, and I will make the point now before I forget. Waivers will run next week, so next Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. We'll send out an email, I'm sure, but after this week, you're able to put in your claims and pick up players. But I will say, I looked. There's not much out there.
There really isn't.
There's like 5 guys that I would want to get. So if I have the 6th waiver, I might not even put in a claim because.
Right.
It's
may
like
want to sit on it. It's true. And
I mean, there's no one, and I'm not going to name names because there's a few guys that are probably. I just don't want to give it away
right.
who I would take number one, but I mean, there's not much. There is
Yeah.
not much, and I think it's a credit that probably means we've done a good job with our rosters, and we've
good drafting,
we
smart
plucked all the talent off. But I mean, there is nothing out there. Like in past years, we've had the first waivers have been nuts. Like really.
Yeah, Josh got Stephon Diggs a couple of years ago. You remember that week one? And even at the time, I recall being like, all right, who is this guy, Stephon Diggs? And this turns out to be a pillar of his team. You know, some of those waiver claims are key, but it does tell you that Dynasty is a different ball game than these,
Oh, absolutely.
one keeper, two keeper, or fresh team leagues. It's great. It's definitely a lot of fun. I'm glad that we made the shift to it a few years ago. Is this year 4 of the Dynasty now? 3? I don't even remember.
No, it's at least 4, if not. I think this is actually the 5th year.
Holy crap! Wow.
I think so. So I think we went through the games let's just take a quick look at the standings since we kind of went through the games here.
Yep.
We know Minor. He was my pick preseason. He's 2-0. So in the rest of Syracuse, you got Nate's at 1-1, and then Stash at 1-1, and in the league with Satan at 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
Marist, all 1-1s.
Yeah.
With JR with the most points, so that puts him in first place.
Correct.
You're in second, followed by Matt, and then the Sharks pulling up the rear.
Mm-hmm. Give it time. That division will distance itself, I think. I think JR's team and my team can compete with the teams in the other leagues, and I don't believe Stiff Arm or Josh's team can really do much versus anybody else unless you have one of those weeks where you just get lucky and a bunch of guys go off, like Matt's week 1 win. But I'm pretty confident that I match up well enough, and I think JR has proven that his team is capable of putting up some really solid numbers. So the other teams definitely, the other divisions definitely. I mean, and Jasshole looks dominant. The Jugs look really good. You had real tough luck the first week. Lamica is unfortunately going to be buried in that division. They're not a bad team. They're not a bad team, but that's going to be hard to overcome. 0-2 already, and if he loses this week, that's going to be really tough. But he's got you this week, right? And he's leading you right now?
Yeah, he's got already 23 with Enunwa and Crowell, so he's doing better than projected. So
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Jasshole as expected 2-0. Jugs I think are a little surprising 2-0. We'll see how they. I mean, they have scored more points than me, so they have 271, which is what, the 4th?
Yeah, that's solid.
4th highest, and I have actually the 5th highest. It looks like.
Yep. So. They got Jugs the site's power rankings. If you put any stock in that, has the Jugs 3rd, JR 4th, and they got you down, way down there, man. But they factor in wins too, so you can't put a whole lot of stock in that, but.
No. The power rankings actually do make more sense as we get like deeper into the season.
Exactly.
But right now they're
small sample size. You know how it is.
So when you look at this week, what are the matchups this? Well, I'm playing Lamica, Stash against Nate's. You're playing the Sharks.
It's going to be undefeated, and somebody's going to have a loss. So that's exciting. That's a good one. The Jugs are projected to get 99. Did they have an injury on there that they didn't edit out yet?
I'm pulling it up now. Let's take a look.
Well, Connor has projection of 15, but he's gone crazy.
Yeah, they just have low projections for some reason.
Yeah. Look at both of those defenses are garbage. Saints and Lions.
And they can't pick anyone up, so they got to ride.
Right. They're
running out there. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep. Edelman, wow.
So actually, that's a plus for me. That at least one of those teams is going to lose.
Right.
Yeah,
but 2-1 or even 1-2 is not bad.
Yeah, I have to get. I'm in a must win, which I can't believe in week 3. I'm in a must win, but um,
Hey, back to I had a flashback to the PKFL preview. How you guys were giving Jr. the business about having so many quarterbacks. Remember how he picked up Eli in the draft?
yeah,
Baker Mayfield's now starting. Well, not starting, but he's playing. So who knows if that's going to be his job to take now? From obviously it's over my shoulder. I can't really see. I've been flipping back and forth between the Yankees game. Now the Yankees are losing.
what?
But
They're
yeah,
losing now?
it's 8-6. Yeah, they must have had a couple errors. I heard him saying Duhar fucked up, but but Mayfield seems to be doing all right. So if you're
Yeah,
the Browns, especially if you lose this game, what do you got to lose? You
yeah.
know?
I think at this point, making this switch, I think this is the switch. I think they've made the switch now because
Right. Yeah. You got to roll with it.
normally you would want to make the switch in an off week, or not an off week, but a week to give them the week of practice to get ready. Like this
Yep.
isn't the way you really normally want to make a switch. So if they went to this level, I think it's a permanent switch.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You're giving him the opportunity now. Why take it from him, especially if he's showing himself capable? Unless Tyrod is injured, I'm not sure the rationale, but it didn't seem like he was. I know he got hit a couple times, but I'm not watching this game very intently because I'm doing this and back and forth with baseball still. But
All right, let's make some
yeah.
picks. Let's make picks for this week.
Okay.
Um, just because they got out to a good start, I'm taking Alamaka.
Okay. Yeah, I think you might make a comeback. It's early yet. I'm going to pick you for that one. I'm going to go Miner over Satan.
I agree with that. I'm looking at the matchups, but yeah, I don't see anything that's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I'm with you on that. Let's see. Stash against Nate's. Let me look at these matchups.
Okay, me too.
I like Bernard. That's a nice fill-in for Birdo.
Yeah.
Um,
Alex Collins has been solid.
Julio is questionable, but I think he's going to play.
Diggs versus Buffalo could be great matchup for him.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Kelsey's going to rip apart. I think Kelsey's going to have a big week.
Yeah.
Um, I,
Yeah, I could see the
I think it's
that
Stash.
being
I think
that.
I'm taking the Stash.
I'm gonna go with you on that. I mean, Gurley is the key. If he has another 30-point week, Yeldon plays well. Hopkins has been pretty quiet this year, and he's playing the Giants, so Giants defense hasn't looked bad, but their offense sucks so bad that the defense is on the field all day. So Hopkins probably going to get his points. It's hard to say. I think I'm still going to stick Stash. Should be a pretty good matchup. It's not going to be a blowout, I don't think, either way.
All right, I'm looking at Jazz Hole Jugs, and I think it's pretty even, except I think Jazz Hole wins at the receiver. I mean, the Evans Thomas combo,
Yeah.
I have to like more than the Galladay
He's
take.
got 2 Detroit receivers in his starting lineup.
Actually, I didn't even realize that. What the fudge?
Yeah. Wow. Against New England too? I'm not sold on that.
No, yeah, I'm taking Jazz Hole to go 3-0. Minor Satan. Oh, we talked about that one. I'm definitely picking you over the Sharks. That one's not even. I don't even have to open that one up.
Yep, JR over stiff arm.
And then J. Yeah, I don't know how I'm ever gonna pick stiff arm, so
Right.
I'm gonna pick Jr. to win this week.
Yep. That's
All
gotta go with
right.
that. So that means 2 2-1s and 2 1-2s in the Maris division. Big Ten is going to could be still pretty muddled up there. Jassel probably 3-0. Jugs
I think we'll
2-1.
have two.
1-2.
Minor and Jess Hole, I think, will be the only, right? They'll be the only two
Yeah.
teams.
Yep.
Um, Then, according to us, there'll be at least two. Well, there's definitely going to be a 1-0-3 team because
There has to be.
Either me or the Lamaka have to be
Right.
0-3, and then we both predicted Satan's going to lose again.
Yeah.
So definitely still wide open. I mean, obviously going to 0-3 is something I don't want to do, but I think it actually still might be open enough that you can make a move. But obviously, you got to start going on some kind of hot winning streak real quick.
Right, and then on the other side of the coin, the 0-3 teams, if there's really two of them, who gets the waiver order pick?
It goes to points, so
Yeah.
it would go to who's lower right now. Lamaka has scored 210, and Satan has scored 201. So that's close enough. It's basically going to say who scores the least.
Yeah,
even if I go to 0-3, I'm going to have too many points to get the number one.
right. So you're going to be third. Yeah, you're up by 46. So that's interesting. Well, give it a week. We'll find out.
All right. Well, Pat, I appreciate you coming on, doing the impromptu fill in. Well, not fill in. You were going to do it with me and Josh, but
right. But still, I'm glad we still had it, and thanks for leading the way. It's good talking with you, and I look forward to enjoying this league another year. This is great. This has been it's the league I look forward to the most by far. Not because my team is decent, but I just like this group of people, and Dynasty is definitely a lot of fun. So I'm glad we all.
No, that's great. That's good. That's good to hear, and it is. I agree. It's the league that league of record, as they like to say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck this week, and I will talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, man.